Right now on Good Morning America, first look, the Justice Department launching a criminal investigation into Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, a major escalation in the battle between the Trump administration and the independent agency that plays a crucial role in the U.S. economy. Markets reacting overnight.
President Trump considering potential military options to respond to Iran as the regime cracks down on protesters. Trump now saying Iran wants to negotiate.
Anti-ICE protests ramping up after the fatal shooting of Renee Good in Minneapolis. How federal agents are now responding to the chaos.
On alert for avalanches from this scene in Colorado to another in Alaska. The deadly toll the weather is taking in the West.
Bracing for a potentially historic nurses' strike. The pay increase nurses in New York are demanding.
Putting the Wild in Wild Card Weekend. The record set during this weekend's NFL playoff games. A look ahead to next week. And the coach injured on the sideline overnight.
The big winners, the fun, and the fashion at the Golden Globe Awards.
And later, a new move by Walmart to speed up home delivery.
From ABC News, this is Good Morning America. First look.
Good Monday morning, everyone. I'm Sophie Flay.
And I'm Hannah Batal. We begin with the breaking news overnight. Federal prosecutors opening a criminal investigation into Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell.
It's an extraordinary move, with Powell already claiming it's all about political pressure from the Trump administration, and that financial markets don't like it. Here's ABC's Alison Kosik.
This morning, federal prosecutors have launched a criminal investigation into Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell related to his testimony before a Senate committee about the multi-billion-dollar renovation of two Federal Reserve buildings. Powell firing back overnight, claiming the investigation is really about President Trump's pressure campaign to undermine the Fed's independence and get Powell to lower interest rates.
The threat of criminal charges is a consequence of the Federal Reserve setting interest rates based on our best assessment of what will serve the public, rather than following the preferences of the president.
President Trump overnight denied any involvement in the investigation, but just 2 weeks ago made this threat.
We're thinking about bringing a suit against Powell for incompetence. It's going to end up costing more than $4 billion. $4 billion.
The renovations, which ballooned past initial budget estimates, were the subject of a public showdown last July, when Trump paid a rare visit to the Fed.
It looks like it's about $3.1 billion. It went up a little bit, or a lot. So the 2.7 is now 3.1.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, it just came out.
The Fed has attributed spending overruns to unforeseen cost increases. Florida Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna claims Powell lied under oath and has pushed the Justice Department to investigate, saying, "Unelected bureaucrats do not get a free pass. No one is above the law." The financial markets turning lower overnight in response to the investigation. Analysts questioning the long-term impact.
I think it's nothing more than political pressure on the Fed for not doing what the Trump administration wants, right? Not cutting rates faster than they have been. It's a smokescreen. I understand maybe they spent too much money. I get it. It's an old building.
President Trump, during his first term, picked Powell to lead the Fed, praising his judgment. But this morning, Powell says the Justice Department has served the Fed with subpoenas, an unprecedented escalation that could have significant consequences for the U.S. economy. Sophie, Hannah?
Allison, thank you. President Trump is threatening Iran as the regime cracks down on anti-government protesters. Hundreds are feared dead. Trump says he's considering military action. Meanwhile, here at home, chaos erupted at a rally to protest the Iranian regime. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has the details. Nicole, good morning.
Well, Sophie, good morning. Those people in Los Angeles were gathered to show solidarity with the people of Iran when a truck suddenly started driving through the crowd. This morning, a man is in custody after driving this U-Haul into a crowd during a rally in Los Angeles to protest the Iranian government. Video shows the chaos as the truck moves through the protesters. The truck bearing signs reading "No Shah, No Regime, USA. Don't repeat 1953. The crowd eventually pulling the driver out, attacking him, but police report no serious injuries. It comes as President Trump considers possible military action in Iran, with a human rights group now claiming more than 500 people have been killed during a government crackdown on protesters. The crowds are angry over the state of the economy and record high food and gas prices. A U.S. official says President Trump will convene a meeting tomorrow to discuss a possible response to Iran's crackdown. The president has already reportedly been briefed on a range of options for military strikes.
We're looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it.
The president says Iranian leaders called him Saturday.
They want to negotiate. I think they're tired of being beat up by the United States. A meeting is being set up, but we may have to act because of what's happening before the meeting. But a meeting is being set up.
Iran has already threatened to target American and Israeli military bases if the U.S. intervenes. Any U.S. intervention could lead to the biggest political upheaval in Iran in more than 40 years. The last Shah of Iran was ousted in 1979 during the Islamic Revolution, which ended with Iran's monarchy being replaced by strict religious rule. Now, the Shah's son, the exiled crown prince, is appealing to President Trump directly.
This is why they believe that this time they are empowered by the hope that you have their back.
Asked whether the U.S. should assassinate Iran's supreme leader, the crown prince saying this:
We need to cut the snake's head off for good.
Some of Trump's closest allies also joining the call for regime change.
If I were you, Mr. President, I would kill the leadership that are killing the people.
But other lawmakers warning against military action.
What I'm worried about is if we take a kinetic strike, does that actually unite the Iranian people in a way that the regime has not been able to?
And the Crown Prince says he's ready to return to Iran and lead a shift towards democracy. But many Iranians are skeptical about a potential return to a monarchy. Hannah.
Nicole, thank you. Hate crime charges could be filed against the suspect accused of setting fire to Mississippi's oldest synagogue. The suspect has not been identified. Fire badly damaged the Beth Israel Temple in Jackson. That same synagogue was bombed in 1967. Here in New York, 15,000 nurses are expected to walk off the job today, making it the biggest nurses' strike in the city's history. 4 private hospitals are affected. The nurses want better staffing, security, and pay. One hospital says the union wants a nearly 40% raise. After the deadly shooting by an immigration officer in Minnesota, anti-ICE protests are escalating in Minneapolis. The Homeland Security Secretary now saying more officers are being sent to quell the chaos.
Tensions running high nationwide as anti-ICE protests grow after the fatal shooting of 37-year-old Renee Good. Demonstrators from New York to Los Angeles demanding justice.
I don't care what side you're on, nobody should have to die that way.
In Minneapolis, law enforcement clashing with protesters. Agents deploying what appeared to be pepper spray before smashing through the front door of this home, leading a man out in cuffs. And in St. Paul, one man driving through this group of protesters standing in front of his vehicle. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says hundreds more federal agents are being sent to Minnesota to support the thousands already on the ground. The Trump administration insisting that ICE agent acted in self-defense when he shot Renee Good last week.
I truly believe this officer, in his mind, thought his life was in danger, which allows him to use lethal force.
Lawmakers in Minnesota insist Good did not commit any offense and are calling for transparency in the FBI's investigation.
How can we trust the federal government to do an objective, unbiased investigation without prejudice when at the beginning of that investigation they have already announced exactly what they saw, what they think happened?
Now, with Congress racing to pass a government funding bill before the end of the month, some Democrats are threatening to freeze funding for ICE unless reforms are made to the agency.
Those reforms could include a ban on face masks and a requirement that agents show warrants. Weeks of heavy snow across the West are leading to several avalanches. 3 snowboarders were caught in this one in Rocky Mountain National Park. Another slide killed 2 snowmobilers in Washington. And in Juneau, Alaska, this avalanche came as residents were evacuating as a precaution. Time now for your Monday weather.
Good Monday morning. Much of the nation actually getting off to a very tranquil start considering the time of the year. It can be so stormy, right, in the early and middle part of January, but not the case today. We're talking about 57 degrees in a place like Denver, 64 in Vegas, sunny skies, 50 at Memphis. The only one little trouble spot, other than a little bit of rain up by Seattle, is clipper systems moving across the Great Lakes. There'll be some lake effect snow during the day today between Watertown and Syracuse, could be depositing 1 to 3 inches, and then a clipper system tomorrow into the day Wednesday, moving from the Great Lakes into northern parts of New England. Meteorologist Jeff Smith, ABC News.
Coming up, travelers stranded because it's too cold to fly at the airport.
Also ahead, what we're learning about the suspect in the murders of an Ohio dentist and his wife.
And later, Haley Steinfeld hits the red carpet while her husband, Josh Allen, plays hero on the football field. Back now with the extreme cold causing more problems in Europe. Temperatures of -35 closed an airport in Finland, stranding thousands. It's also supposed to be colder there today.
Another merger is being proposed among budget airlines. Allegiant plans to acquire Sun Country Airlines for $1.5 billion. If approved, the combined airline would serve 650 routes.
Now to the murder of an Ohio dentist and his wife. We're learning more about the suspect now under arrest.
Weeks of mystery in this Columbus, Ohio neighborhood have finally come to an end. Police now arresting 39-year-old Michael David McKee for the fatal shooting of dentist Spencer Tepe and his wife Monique in the upstairs of their home in the middle of the night, December 30th. The couple's young children also inside but left unharmed.
This case is definitely disturbing. We want to bring some justice to the family.
McKee, a surgeon from Chicago, was Monique Tepe's ex-husband. Court records show they divorced in 2017. According to a police affidavit, surveillance video helped investigators identify McKee after they say it showed a car arrive just prior to the homicides and leave shortly after. It's unclear if this surveillance video of a so-called person of interest, released by police nearly a week after the murders, helped crack the case. Police say they found the car in Rockford, Illinois, more than 400 miles away. McKee's neighbors back in Chicago say they're shocked by the allegations.
I sat down with this man and talked to him up at the pool, barbecuing. It's kind of shocking.
The Tepe family releasing a statement saying, "We thank the community for the continued support, prayers, and compassion shown throughout this tragedy. As the case proceeds, we trust the justice system to hold the person responsible fully accountable."
McKee is due in court today. We have not yet heard from any attorney representing him.
Coming up, a big move by Walmart to speed up home delivery.
Also had the biggest moments from the wild weekend in the NFL.
Back now with the Florida man who served 75 days in prison for carrying then House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's podium during the January 6 riot. Adam Johnson is now running for office. He's running for a county commission seat south of Tampa, vowing to fight for MAGA principles.
Walmart is expanding its drone delivery service to 150 more stores. The new cities include LA, St. Louis, Cincinnati, and Miami. Customers can access the service through the Wing app. Walmart says 40 million Americans could be able to use its drone service by year's end.
We turn now to football and a wild card weekend that was truly wild.
Overnight, the Patriots celebrating their first postseason win since the Tom Brady era.
Drake May has come of age.
Quarterback Drake May, who struggled at times, delivered when he had to. But the real star? The Patriots defense, shutting down the Chargers, sacking Justin Herbert 6 times. The defense so tough that coach Mike Vrabel, a former linebacker himself, was injured during the sideline celebration. The 16-3 final score, practically a blowout compared to the other games this weekend. Brock Purdy and the 49ers pulling off this trick play.
He's thrown it before, going deep with McCaffrey. He's got it!
On their way to knocking off the defending Super Bowl champion Eagles 23-19. The game filled with drama. A security officer breaking up this fight between receiver A.J. Brown and coach Nick Sirianni. And while the 49ers move on, they do so without tight end George Kittle, who tore his Achilles.
This team fights, man. I think this team's never out of the fight.
Speaking of fights, a battle for the ages in Jacksonville. The 36-yard pass from Josh Allen setting up the last of 4 lead changes in the fourth quarter. Allen pushing 10 yards, nearly into the end zone during a grueling game.
We're going to fight to the very last second. You saw that here today.
Those 4 fourth-quarter lead changes tie a postseason record, a record that was tied twice this weekend. The Rams and Panthers also entered the record books this Saturday. The Rams scoring the final touchdown with just 38 seconds left.
Parkinson! What a catch!
But the biggest lead change of the weekend came in the Packers-Bears showdown.
Williams throwing, and it's caught for the touchdown!
The Bears, down 21-3 in the third, pulled off a comeback for the ages, fans attributing the win to divine intervention, claiming Pope Leo, a Chicago native, may have blessed Bears fans at the Vatican. One reporter saying, "It really cannot be a coincidence that it's the first NFL season since we got a Chicago Pope, and the Bears are not just good, but capable of the most unlikely and absurd comebacks possible."
There's one wildcard game left. The Steelers host the Texans tonight. The winner faces the Patriots Sunday, and the Rams and Bears also play Sunday. And Saturday, it's the Bills versus the Broncos, and the 49ers at the Seahawks. The times have not been set yet.
It really was a great weekend of
Absolutely.
football. Coming up, Hollywood's Golden Night. We take you to the Golden Globes next. It's time to check the pulse, and this morning it's all about the Golden Globes.
Yeah, there was plenty of fun and fashion.
The Golden Globes, without a doubt, the most important thing that's happening in the world right now.
Return host Nikki Glazer came out swinging on a star-studded night.
Welcome to the stage, Julia Roberts.
It was a standing ovation for the reigning queen of Hollywood.
I'm going to be impossible for at least a week. I appreciate that.
As she handed one battle after another the Golden Globe for motion picture, musical, or comedy.
Thank you to this cast. What an embarrassment of riches and talent.
Four-time Golden Globe winner George Clooney handed out the award for motion picture drama.
And the Golden Globe goes to, you want to help me out?
Yeah.
Hamnet.
Hamnet's Jessie Buckley also winning. Timothée Chalamet winning for Marty Supreme, remembering to thank his girlfriend, Kylie Jenner.
For my parents, for my partner, I love you. Thank you so much.
In the TV categories, adolescents just kept winning.
Adolescents!
And winning.
Oh, let me get myself together.
And winning.
That I would just love to dedicate this to our therapists.
Scooping up 5 awards, including for 16-year-old Owen Cooper, who made history days ago at the Critics' Choice Awards.
It's mad what is going on.
The Pit won Best Drama Series.
Noah Wiley!
Its star, Noah Wiley, also winning.
Seth Rogen!
Seth Rogen won for The Studio, which also snagged Best TV Series, Musical, or Comedy. And Snoop Dogg presented the first ever award for Best Podcast to Amy Poehler for her good hang.
I don't know about award shows, but when they get it right, it makes sense.
Also last night, Haley Steinfeld hit the red carpet. The same day, her husband, Josh Allen, beat the Jaguars.
What a power couple. She brought a special +1 showing off her baby bump. Allen reposted a photo of her commenting a drooling face emoji. Rightfully so. Jennifer Lawrence was in talks for Best Dressed with this sheer dress, and Jennifer Lopez wore a form-fitting gown with a sheer top.
Absolutely beautiful. Love those red carpet looks.
Oh yeah, they brought it this year.
Top headlines next. Checking more top stories, the Justice Department has launched a criminal investigation into Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell related to the renovation of the Fed headquarters. But Powell says it's really about President Trump trying to pressure the Fed into lowering interest rates.
President Trump says Iran wants to negotiate as he considers possible military action over the regime's crackdown on anti-government protesters. More than 500 people have reportedly been killed in 2 weeks of protests.
The White House says President Trump's motorcade had to be rerouted on the way to the airport in Palm Beach last night because of a suspicious object. The object was not identified to the media.
Lava has been flowing from Hawaii's Kilauea volcano all night. High fountains of lava are expected from now until Saturday.
Today's weather, mostly dry across the country, but there are scattered showers in the northwest and lake-effect snow in western New York.
And finally, Jackie and Tyrus are on a mission.
Danny New has their story.
Two best pals going on adventures that may have felt dangerous not too long ago.
He'll be 5 on July 7th.
Oh, look at that paw. Ohio's Jackie Sheeman and her guide dog Tyrus have been on a mission these past 2 years to see America's greatest natural beauties together.
I want to go to as many national parks as I can with him because I probably wouldn't do it on my own with a cane.
Jackie has a genetic disorder called achromatopsia, which causes her eyes to be extremely sensitive to light.
In bright sunlight, all I see are shadows. I wouldn't recognize my own mom.
After eventually needing 3 surgeries on her right foot, largely due to tripping so much, Jackie finally applied for her first guide dog with a nonprofit called Dogs Inc. Look at this. Here they are, their first time ever meeting on their match day in 2023. It went okay.
It was literally love at first sight, I think, between the two of us.
Since then, Tyrus and Jackie have been traveling across the country together.
What'd you find, bud? So Tyrus stopped.
As Jackie can finally walk without looking down constantly to find a bump in the sidewalk or a root on a trail.
I know he's going to stop, and I can look up and I can see the world.
Just bobbing along.
Here they are rafting on Snake River in Grand Teton National Park, enjoying a beach sunset in Florida, and taking in the Rocky Mountains in Estes Park.
Find Grandma.
Also, if she does indeed need to find a family member outside.
Tyrus, find Grandma. Yes, good boy.
Tyrus can help with that too.
He's just, I don't know. I call him the best dog in the world, my soul dog. I wouldn't give him up for the world.
By the way, Jackie was not properly diagnosed, guys, until about 6 years ago. Initially, she was told she'd be blind by 16, so she's very grateful to be able to see all these iconic places, even if not totally clearly.
Oh, Danny, thank you for that story. That's your Good Morning America First Look.
Have a great Monday, everyone.